welcome back everybody. We're going to do the Blue Moon Factory mission. We're going to use Grid. We're going to use Max. We're going to use Grid and Max. And hopefully this is going to go better than it's gone in the past. In this mission like a dozen times now. Getting a little PO'd. I made a big mistake on my last attempt on this level, which resulted in me failing it. Did everything I was supposed to do, and I ended up screwing it up anyways. So at this point I'm moving the anti-airs up to counter the battle copters that are up top. And then I'm moving my other guys into position in order so that we can block out and keep some Grid's units alive at least a little bit. We need them to go up and take the missile silos and as well as start to capture some of the local bases. So this is pretty standard. We're just going to open up with this. We're going to build another infantry as well as a artillery. Based on what type of opening you get here, you either want to do the artillery up at the top of the pyramid or at the bottom right hand side to try and protect it. Bringing the mechanized over so we can start capturing that base. In case I need to produce any units out of there, I can do so. This artillery unit is worthless to me, so we're going to use it sort of as bait to try and bring in some of the other units that are on our way. At the same time, we do want to try to protect the rockets there, and as well as see where we can safely put our anti-airs without getting hit by the artillery. We have a pretty good setup so far for this level. We do need to try to take out the battlecopters here. So the plan is we're going to... Oops, can't use that guy right now. So capture, 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 attack. Alright, you're gonna move up this way. Actually, let's check. Alright, that's safe. You're gonna move up to here. Build another infantry, another infantry. Be good for right now. End our turn. So here we want to get rid of this gentleman. This gentleman. And you're going to move up to here. You're going to move up to here. You're going to finish capturing. You're out of range. That's okay. Do that. That for that turn. Ideally he's going to either attack the artillery, which I don't need, or I was going to say the lower mechanized unit would be also ideal. Here, so you need to keep moving up. We're going to stay out of your range, so whatever you do, we're not going to do that. Start capturing that. Shit, I need to get rid of that, and I didn't place my guys in the right position. Good. Here. You're coming up to
here. Produce infantry here. Artillery here. Infantry there. Infantry here.
One of the big things we want to do here is use Grit's units to the best of our ability, because ultimately we're going to be using Max to do the killing blow, so he'll be the one that will be getting judged our ranking upon. So the less damage I can take using my orange star units, the better it is for my ranking. So I try after the artillery to save everything, and then this is me boxing in the battlecopter so it can't escape.
Building infantry to come down and capture that. Yes, you're sort of pointless as well. Let's put you here, and then we'll bring you back once your job's done. Let's end our turn.
So the factory is one of the most dangerous parts of this entire mission. It tends to pop out very strong enemy units, and they're very difficult to counter because they immediately get to move forward as well. That was a bit of a risk, but that ultimately paid off for us. There is a missile silo to my right-hand side, as well as the one that I'm about to take here, which I'm going to use to slow their movement of these top units, because this actually eats into his her funds, I guess. So this is me trying to figure out which way do I want to go with this, and I ultimately take the I believe I take this instead of the 2 medium tanks, or 2 neo tanks. Because what I'm thinking about is down the road. Okay, never mind. I'm misremembering this now. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to counter the anti-air at this point, because it's going to start to move down, and it becomes a hindrance to me once I build my bomber. So the way I have Blue Moon's infantry set up, I have 2 different options to get to that missile silo to the north, which is important because you don't want the enemy to get the missile silo, because they'll drop it right on top of your most expensive area. This is me evaluating where I can safely put guys, and I'm going to take an extra turn to get to the city rather than rush it and end up getting attacked and being set back multiple turns. This is me moving up the mechanized unit. He's only really going to move up one more movement or so. What I'm counting out right now is the fact that I'm pretty sure that Flash has got her superpower, which means the terrain isn't going to affect her, and these woods are just going to act like roads for all of her units. The Prime Tac is pretty devastating here because she can move swiftly through the woods now with all of her units, such as that one. That's a big one. And in addition to that, it also gives them double terrain stars, so me trying to counter this is not super great, because what I'm looking at here is my one artillery is in range of the medium tank and regular tank, but they're also getting double bonus on their terrain stars. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here, because I have to counter this, otherwise they're really going to move in and make my life a living hell. Missiles are not, or the missile silos aren't affected by the power increased terrain stars. It does 3 damage regardless. I'm just trying to figure out where the best place to place that was, because I'm trying to set max up to the best of my ability, with a good, hopefully, counterpunch to this. I haven't mentioned it already. I've been making a lot of infantry units. I use them as not only fodder for the stronger units, but I'm also going to use them for blocking, and then eventually, you know, I'm going to use them to cover up certain areas as well, which is going to greatly help me out towards the end of this mission. That was unfortunate, unlucky roll with that attack. And this is me trying to reduce any damage that Lash can do next turn, because her superpower, like I said, allows her to move pretty far forward into my territory, and the terrain stars give her, I would say, somewhat of a, you know, she's not punished by moving up her units as far as she did because of the extra defense that she gets. That's a little bit of fortuitous luck. I know that mechanized unit up there is only at 3 HP now, but the fact that the medium tank moves before the anti-air probably saved that unit from getting killed off. You want to do as much damage as you can, even if the cost value isn't super great. So again, you see him moving the infantry into position to block out for my artillery. Obviously, artillery 6 times the value of an infantry.
So a big part of this strategy is getting this airport, and then from there, I guess we could try this. Making room for the incoming. I'm gonna move 2, that's fine. You're dead. Not dead.
I'm basically giving up on that particular mechanized unit. He's more or less dead at this point, but I'm going to continue to capture.
I'm gonna be a little short, unfortunately.
And I'm going to be a little short on the bomber for next turn. One of the more devastating parts about this tandem is that even though you don't get to use them at the same time, the increased range of grit and the increased direct firepower of Max, you can stick to just strictly making the units at their best with. So direct fire for Max, and unfortunately, because of the terrain, you have to go almost exclusively artillery, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they're strong. They're strong enough as they are, but you do want to try to keep them protected by the either infantry or the tank units that I have. But you do try to move them up as far as we can get them, with the hope that I can then back them up with Max on the next turn. As they whittle down my Orange Star troops, it starts to become more difficult to protect them because they start to gang up and remove the infantry advantage that I have. So this is one of the things, is I'm retreating the tank back, trying to keep it alive as long as I can. Another thing that I'm sort of aware of at this point is that if I wait long enough for the factory, it is going to start spewing out flying units. First a battlecopter, then a bomber, and I believe even a fighter maybe? No, it doesn't need to spawn a fighter, never mind.
I love this just instant death blow of, Neo-tank, missiles, rockets. Just immediately.
very devastating, because you can't, unless you know the build order, you can't anticipate it, and they immediately come into, you know, they're immediate. They can immediately use them, which is very obnoxious.
Won't reach.
So one of the counterintuitive things about this map is you have to play very aggressively. And I mean aggressively with grit. And max to a certain degree in the opening. Because otherwise it gets very easy for them to move in and start picking off your troops if you don't move up the road, per se, to where the factory is. So I get a bit lucky here in what's about to happen. There's a pretty good chance that that medium tank's coming down to take out the tank on the next turn. And if I'm not mistaken, he stays right where he's put, or right where he's at, which is, like I said, a stroke of great luck for me, because he could have easily destroyed that tank, and it's sort of...
Alright. So hopefully we can move in for the kill now. Hoping. That's interesting.
So in doing that, it allows me to take a pot shot at his two most powerful units. Obviously, the missile unit isn't very important to me because, you know, there is an airport to the left and right sides of this board, but you know, otherwise they don't really play that big of a thing here. And then my ability to block off the factory from producing any more units is it makes this doable. On my previous attempt, I had actually gotten foiled by the factory producing some anti-air units and sort of preventing me from getting my bomber into place.
All stopped up. That'll be good. Go to anti-air.
So I'm going to be extra careful here because one wrong move and that'll be it for the bomber.
I'm just gonna kind of pump out some infantry until I'm able to move my guy in, hopefully for the. Yeah.
So that particular one didn't prove to be as devastating as the last one, but nevertheless I want to take out the Neo tank here. So attacking him on a city is a poor trade, so I helped him not to do that.
I think that's good for right now, I guess. Let's build some, and there's some artillery. Work on that artillery, that's okay. I'm gonna leave you guys there though. One, two, three, four, five. Four, one, two, three, four, five, six. And I gotta stay out of your range. Okay, so that'll be good. You're gonna die. Battlecopter here. Nothing there. There.
I continue to move up my infantry units here. In the off chance that I need them, worst case scenario, they bunch up towards the top. Best case scenario, I have them in position when I need them.
All I have to do is A, get rid of you. B, want to negate this. And I think I got this level pretty much underhand, but I'm not sure how good of a rank I'm going to get when this is all said and done.
So the fact that my bomber did not get attacked there is the difference between me finishing it this turn and finishing it next turn.
Move you off. Infantry. Come up to here. And 4 plus 12, that's not a dead guy. Let's see. Can't do that either, so let's just nothing. Alright, I'll just finish this off, I guess. Give me a break, we lost again.
Mission complete.
We did it. That's 300. That was a very concentrated 300. I've never gotten a 300 on that level, so I've been, like I said, concentrating on trying to figure out how to do it. And I probably started over 10 or so times, so, you know, every time I redo the level, there's less dialogue. Every time I redo the level, there's less me talking. Well, anyways, glad you guys stuck with that stupid episode, and we're gonna move on to Yellow Comet now. If I wanted to make that level a lot easier, I should have done Yellow Comet first, and then come back through Blue Moon second, because then I could use Combi, and with his pre-deployed units, and not having any downside like Max does with his range units, We probably could have stomped that out pretty easily. So, but like I said, next time we're gonna move on to the Blue Moon, or sorry, Yellow Comet missions, and we'll go from there.